This isn't my first rodeo, Adrian. Hope you know.
You've never even been to a rodeo.
I have plenty of times.
So I guess we've all been to rodeos, because I've been to a rodeo before.
Yeah.
I know Gannon's been to one.
Yeah, Gannon, for sure. He is the rodeo. You're just looking at him.
Honestly, I'm not big on country stuff, but rodeos are not that bad.
No, I mean, honestly, it's like country. They get a bad rep because when you think of country, you think of
Radio country.
racism. Oh,
Well, that too.
yeah. But honestly, it's like a lot of them have a lot of stuff figured out, you know? They know what they like and what like human beings like, you know? Camping, that's a fun thing to do. Rodeos, that's fucking sick.
Cowboys are cool.
A derby, like a demolition derby, those are fucking awesome, you know?
Yeah, so
Throwing microwaved honey buns at homeless people, it's a vibe.
That's more of a city thing, I feel like. But yeah, I think they got it figured out. I think they have a standard of living that like most of the country would be okay with, I think. Except for the whole racism stuff, you know. They tend to keep it more white on the whiter side. But
And country music.
old school country music was good.
No, all country
This
music.
new school shit, no, get out of here.
No.
I like
No.
Tyler
That
Childers.
new school stuff, give me that.
Culture
I need
Wall.
it. I need it. I need the new school. Give me everything new
Like-
school.
Like what?
Give me the shit that sounded like that one SpongeBob episode. Beep, boop, bop, bop, beep. Give me that shit. Give me the new school shit.
I
Like
think
Luke
that's
Bryan.
more.
Was that Luke Bryan's song?
I've actually seen Luke Bryan, I think twice, live.
That's terrible.
Yeah, why? Why would you do
Feels-
that to yourself?
I feel sorry for your ears.
I've seen multiple country artists live.
Oh, okay, so he's over here like...
I was-
I hate country music.
My high school sweetheart was a country girl. So she
In West Palms, Florida?
West Palm Beach, not West Palms. Two different places.
West Palm Beach,
It is.
Whoa.
Florida?
West Palm is like probably 20 minutes north, maybe a little northeast of me. I lived in like
The suburbs.
probably more of the southern area of West Palm Beach County.
Just give out your full address for the people.
123 D's Nut Street.
Does that count? You said you were gonna keep it PG this year.
Yeah,
Okay, well that
off to a
doesn't
terrible
count.
start.
No, off to a terrible start. Couldn't even
That
go.
that one
we
doesn't
missed.
count.
We missed
We all
an
know that
episode
one
last
doesn't count.
week. We missed an episode last week, and you still can't go 2 episodes without making a profane
What,
joke.
saying D's nuts? Oh my god. That's
What are
twice,
you
though.
inferring to, Adrian?
D's.
I'm not surprised.
Finish the sentence. Well, while Chase tries to figure out the answer, welcome to yet another episode of the Something Original podcast. My name is Adrian, and joined in our virtual studio is our other host.
Chase. Oh,
And
hey, I'm
Gannon.
Chase.
Hello, I'm Gannon.
Sorry, honestly, Adrian, I'm like just looking at your shorts. Could you not have picked a tighter pair of shorts?
They ride up a little bit.
That's what we need.
That's
I'm
why
gonna
I
have to-
readjusted earlier, and you're like, "Oh, what are you grabbing your fucking nuts?"
I'm gonna have to like have a little like black bar over your dick. It was just like outlined.
Hey, listen, it happens when you sit in shorts.
I think that'd be worse
Pairs.
than... That's gonna make it seem like he's got a hole in them.
Yeah, I don't have a hole in them or anything.
For the
Just
audio
wear gym
listeners,
shorts.
Adrian has a hole in his shorts.
No, for the audio
Free
listeners,
audio.
I'm wearing gym shorts, and now I got to pull them down a little bit more.
For all you listeners, Adrian is not wearing any pants, and he is spread eagle on the couch.
There we go.
Is that better for your eyes, Chase? Are they
It is like
saggy enough?
Forest down there. He does not manscape at all.
Bullshit. I just manscaped 3 days ago. My shit is smooth. Well, not smooth. I use the what's the company? What's that company name? Is
Manscaped?
it Manscaped? Yeah. I have one of those razors.
Not sponsored.
Great razors. They have great boxers too. Those boxers are comfortable that I have.
Boxers.
I have a pair of Manscaped boxers. I got a whole set, and it came with like ball deodorant and stuff. Manscaped is fucking great for taking care of your area.
But did you get help?
I did.
Better help.
From Manscaped. Use promo code. I'm kidding.
Yeah, honestly, they should sponsor us at this point.
I would take a Manscaped. Actually, Sarah's dad was working on electrical stuff in an office somewhere here in SoCal, and he got like free Manscaped stuff.
Well, I got free nothing, honestly.
Tax return. True.
Tax return. Hey guys, it's tax season.
Yeah, not excited about that.
Adrian doesn't pay taxes, so he's
like my
he's
boy
good.
Sketch. That's why I stream. You don't have to pay taxes when you stream.
Is that? I don't think
That's not
it's
true.
not true.
That is not true. You definitely have to pay taxes. If you make an income, the government is gonna want some of that.
My income is
or sales,
though.
or literally anything.
But mine comes from like school benefits and stuff, so it's not taxable income. So I pay no taxes.
No taxation without representation.
Yeah, you shouldn't be able to vote.
Quite
Voting,
frankly.
what's that? What's voting? I don't fucking do that.
Yeah, honestly,
Imagine.
it's an election this year too.
Actually, in the last presidential election, my vote actually didn't even get counted because I forgot that my signature for my old Florida ID I had that was still valid, and I was mailing in my vote to Florida. I didn't do the right signature because I had changed my signature over time, obviously, like to something that wasn't just my full name in cursive.
Well, now explain your felony.
Yeah.
I don't have any felonies yet. I plan on torching a couple buildings.
Oh, he doesn't know. What? Don't incriminate yourself on the podcast.
Nah, it's for funsies, dude. It's just for content.
It's actually crazy because there was a bunch of fires to new building complexes here in Denver, and some people are thinking it's like somebody's just like pissed off about how like the housing prices and everything are just so outrageous, and all these new developments are like taking over that space where you could buy a house or you can own. It's like a big multi-billion-dollar company building all these houses or all these units, and they all caught on fire in the middle of development.
I think it's plausible because I saw a story recently about. This is not like the reasoning isn't the same, but there was just some lady, I forgot why. She was just going around literally just setting fires and like construction trailers, just setting like trying to set houses on fire. Like she was just setting everything on fire. I forgot where or when it was. I just saw some shit on TikTok.
I call it patriotism.
Crazy shit.
That is, they dumped a bunch of tea in the harbor.
My brakes
your
went
little-
out in my truck.
You're
If I'm a little off, I barely slept last night because I was
fixing your brakes.
stressed and no.
Wow.
I'm getting them fixed now, but I was driving home. Thankfully, it was after midnight, so there was no cars really in Ohio driving around that time.
Yeah.
And I was on my way back, and the first intersection I came to, I kind of noticed it was like slipping a little bit. I'm like, that's not good.
Yeah.
And there's no ice because they took care of it. And then I went to next intersection and it kind of like stopped a little. I was like pumping, stopped a little bit, ended up just going right through. I'm like, okay, that's not good. And then, yeah, let's just say that once I got to a hill, there were some red lights that had to get ran safely. It was bad.
Safely. So
Why not just e-brake it?
I don't have
Yeah.
any big. It's 92. Yeah. So I needed to get new. I think it was a sign. I needed to get new
Brakes.
brake lines. Anyways,
Is it just the brake lines, or is it like calipers too?
I don't think it's the calipers. It felt like legitimately they weren't even like closing at all.
Mm.
Hmm.
Try turning it off and on again.
Yes, I did.
Did you? I remember having to change my brakes in my old Mitsubishi. Remember that guy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Piece of work. That guy
Yeah, that
was.
thing was a piece of work. Yeah.
Yeah, shut up, Adrian. You weren't there. You weren't there.
You weren't even.
I was there in spirit.
You weren't there.
While you were there, like, this car was a piece of shit, I was like in spirit, like, yeah, you know what, Chase, this car is a piece of shit.
Growing up, I've just had so many shitty cars. Like, I feel for people driving, like, or just broken down on the side of the road. I just am like, dude, that sucks. Like, I've been there. Like, I feel for you. If I were ever, like, president of the United States, I would give everybody a, like, decently new car. Just so they didn't have to deal with that shit.
Everybody
That's the
gets an
thing,
Alfa Romeo.
I don't. I'm not big on like new cars, though.
Newish car.
Yeah, I mean my truck's got.
It doesn't have any
94
brakes. Ain't got
Yeah.
no brakes in it.
now I don't. But it definitely did, and that's really the only thing wrong with it. The rest of that thing is pretty much like 96. I got
like
it.
this
94,000
very important
original
thing that
model.
shouldn't be something that's wrong.
What, brakes?
Yeah,
Nah. I've been driving it for like 6 months, or
with no
probably
brakes.
4 months. 4 months since I got my truck. 3 months, and the brakes were fine all the way until like yesterday.
3 months. It only took 3 months for the brakes to go up.
If I was president, everybody gets a mandatory Alfa Romeo to drive.
It's a casual
Everybody.
$40,000.
No.
Yeah, like the national debt. We're just gonna forget about it.
I mean, we've already forgotten about it at this point.
I would just take money from, like, foreign aid or military defense or anything else that we put way too much money in, or
slash the military budget in half. Everybody gets a Bugatti.
take from that obvious secret fund that the Pentagon has that they always fail their audits for.
So speaking of defaulters of capitalism, Cyberpunk 2077.
I heard the update ruined it.
What are you talking about?
I heard there was an update and it ruined it.
No, it made it so much better.
I heard there's like another one where like the police officers now like attack you for just driving through the city.
If you're like, well, the way the police worked, I don't know if you remember, they just didn't do anything. Like, even if you were shooting civilians and doing whatever, the police were just like, whatever. But now it's like they're relentless. So if you fuck over one person, you're getting chased down like a motherfucker. It's more annoying, I think, but I think it's... I haven't played it, the newest update, so I don't know. But I heard the newest update, like the 2.0, 2.1, it fixed everything in the game, and now they're stepping away from the game. And they're working on the next Cyberpunk.
Great.
Speaking of games, let's talk real quick about last night's game. When my Packers completely, utterly stomped on the Cowgirls. Embarrassingly stomped on. Don't look at the scoreboard like that meant something. That was garbage time.
So how did this happen? Guy from New Jersey who was raised in Florida becomes Green Bay Packers fan.
I've told this story so many times.
It sounds like a bandwagon, honestly. You saw that the
story.
Packers were good, and then you were like, that's my team.
I've told this story plenty of times. I was like 4 years old, and my dad was watching football. I had a lot of green. Like, green has always been my favorite color. Gann knows this. And I was looking at the TV, and I was like, ooh, green. Ever since then, I've liked the Green Bay Packers until I understood what football was, and then I really was even a bigger Packers fan once I started.
Yeah, and then you saw, they have a 12-5 record.
Once I had the capacity to learn about Packers history and stuff, and not just be like,
why not
green.
like the Eagles?
Yeah,
the Seahawks.
Seahawks, they have cool jerseys too.
I respect the Eagles. I have respect for other teams in the NFL,
do you like
but I'm
Oregon?
a Packers fan.
Do you like Oregon
No.
State sports?
No.
Do you like Baylor?
I didn't pay attention to college football until I was like
College tuition?
in high school, and then
You didn't pay your college tuition?
The Navy does.
tuition.
The Navy.
So, green. What else is green?
Yeah, I pointed that out as a kid. You can't
Limes.
You can't point to other teams and be like, "Why not this?" I only watched football as a kid until I was older and watched different sports. I didn't even really get into the NBA until like 5-6 years ago.
And who do you like now? The Celtics?
I honestly don't, because I don't pay attention to basketball that much. I don't really for a while I did like OKC, but I just really don't pay attention to basketball enough
it's
to be
because
like.
they
There's
were
no
good.
green in OKC.
It was because I was.
This is strange.
Because OKC they had some talent. They had
OKC.
They had Russell
the
Westbrook.
problems that we're seeing with this.
Okay, you're pointing at two different sports. I'm a huge football fan. I pay a little bit of attention to basketball. Huge football fan. I watch college too. Barely pay attention to the NBA.
Do you like Oregon State?
Do you like celery?
Here we go.
Are we just gonna keep pointing at? I like money. It's green.
Makes sense.
So you don't like $100 bills?
They have a blue stripe, but they're green.
You don't like any other currency besides American currency.
I'm trying to think if I have 100 on me.
I think it's all green. Again.
For the audio listeners, Gann isn't really looking for anything.
They call them blue Benjis.
Do you keep your like credit cards in the fucking plastic bag? Like,
Just in a fucking Walmart shopping bag.
that's how you do it. Honestly, if you see somebody walking down the street just carrying a Walmart shopping bag,
So you don't like $50 bills?
A $50 bill's not green.
Come into the frame again.
Yeah, how about you come into frame? I see green.
Reddish tint.
Well, I think it's like
$10 are kind of even like a orangish color.
we can't see it. We can't see it again.
I still see green.
It's green. What are you talking about?
When was the last time you guys
flex on us?
I don't partake.
You don't partake in cash.
Imagine.
I don't partake in
American
cash.
piece of shit.
No, I
just never have cash on me.
I do direct deposit and
I get direct deposit.
credit.
You know what I learned? You know what I learned recently? You
What did
can't
you
actually
learn?
like buy a car with like a debit card. Like, can't just be like, yeah, I got the money in my bank account. Let me swipe my debit card. Like, you actually have to like wire the money. I just learned that.
Yeah.
That's.
I don't know why, but it's like they want the money up front or flush.
Unless you
or,
buy from a
whatever.
third-party dealer.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah,
you
I've
can
done
just
that
go
and
in
just
there.
paid straight cash. But like, I didn't know like if I had like the $40K in my account to go buy a 40,000. Like, if I could buy it full cash right there, I didn't know you can't just be like, yeah, let me swipe my fucking debit card. Like, that's still a purchase. Like,
not
the
full
money's still
cash,
going to come
technically.
directly out. How's it not full
If you
cash?
swipe
I have
it-
40,000.
if-
I'm paying 40,000 with my debit card.
40,000
This
in
doesn't
what?
make sense.
A debit card transaction.
What's the difference between using a debit card that pulls the money from my account or wiring
It's the
the
terminology
money from
of saying cashing out. See, this is what you guys get.
For being just get your money up, not your funny up.
It just doesn't make sense to me. If the money's coming from my account, why can't I do a certain method? Why can't I just swipe? Why do we have songs that always talk about swiping cards when you don't swipe the card?
Well, it's because you have the chip now, so you got to insert the chip.
How about I
Mace, what color is a
tooth?
$100 bill?
You're not gonna like what I have to say.
She said blue.
No, yeah, no, we heard her. She said, we're going to enhance in Zoom, brother. She said...
Huh?
Face, baby.
Yeah, blue face.
Ew.
Well, blue.
Whoa.
Blue's
What's
Clues.
that one artist? I record on my phone. There's Bluebills Benji. That's a rapper. He actually is pretty good. Why do they say Blue Bills?
I
Why
don't
is
think...
it not Blue Stripe Benji?
Because that doesn't sound as catchy. It doesn't sound as good.
They're not saying I'm trying to get them Blue Benjamins for saying.
Why did they say?
I'm trying to get those
why
Blue
did they say
Stripe
bitches
Benjamins
instead of women? Because
Why
bitches
did you
sounds
just
better.
use that terminology?
He's never seen real money before.
I literally get cashed out every day. So
That is very
Cashed out.
true.
So I kind of do see a little bit here and there.
Just like every day.
So
I mean,
what do you guys say? Direct deposits. Do a money
I
spread
get my
right
money.
now. Do a money spread right now.
I show you my
Pull up
account. Do you guys, where do you bank at?
Navy Federal and Right Pat.
You want to take a wild guess where I bank at?
Chase banking, and we even have this. It's a funny joke.
So funny.
I think it's actually been said a couple times.
A couple
Okay.
times. I don't think it's ever been said on the pod.
This is where the editor does a flat, like it zooms in my brain and then like
It's-
flashback.
It zooms in your brain. I don't know if see, but that's the thing. I'm the editor, and I don't recall. So how am I going to find the clip of me saying it?
Well, because it seems to be very convenient.
Because you're a liar.
Yeah, essentially. It seems very convenient where you're like, well, I edit, so technically, whatever I remember is what I remember.
No, I swear, I really don't remember ever saying it on
Mm-hmm.
the podcast.
Convenient.
Anyways, how about them Packers, dude?
Yeah, how about them fucking Packers stomping on the fucking Cowgirls?
Why we got away from the conversation again.
Here we go.
Now we're back.
To Cancun. To Cancun, you go, Dak Prescott. Fuck the Cowboys. Fuck Jerry Jones. Fuck CeeDee Lamb. Fuck
Why is
Mike
Cancun?
Parsons. Because that's where he's going to vacation.
Yeah,
Well,
that's where everybody goes to vacation.
Yeah, that's a good diss, Adrian. Yeah, screw you. Going to Cancun.
yeah, instead of making it to the Super Bowl.
That's literally
again.
like the Wheel of Fortune. Like that's like the grand prize they get. You win a trip to Cancun, and you're
Okay,
like, yeah, dude, go to Cancun. Ugh.
It's not an insult about the fucking place. It's just about the fact that, again, the Cowboys, first round exit of the playoffs. To vacation you go. Your season's ended. Go to Cancun. Have your vacation. Because you can't make it to the Super Bowl. Because you're garbage. Your organization is garbage.
Oh,
they
wow.
all hang on to the 5 rings that they have.
The last
Nobody gives
three
a fuck
games
about
were
the
played in
5 rings.
6-degree weather. Who's winning?
Well, the Cowboys it was played in.
It was played in Dallas.
Indoors also.
The Packers have more playoff wins in Dallas than the Dallas Cowboys do. That is a real statistic. Fuck the Cowboys. We own them.
Spell statistic.
Spell the Packers. Yeah, it doesn't say it on there.
It doesn't say it as you say it on the jersey.
I wonder what jersey that would be. How am I supposed to know if I can't read
It's Aaron
it?
Rodgers.
No,
Tom
what
Brady?
team? Yeah, Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
He's the better number 12.
12?
Are you colorblind? Or are you just...
I could be. Adrian, are you going to be ableist?
Are you acoustic?
Wow.
Well, you guys don't
Are
know
you-
what a blue $100 bill is, so.
Oh, did you see the comment on one of our TikToks again?
Which one?
It was the one where you were like playing with the slushy, and then
Oh,
one of the
acoustic.
comments, yeah, is the acoustic.
He's never beaten the allegations.
He's never gonna beat him. But we love you for
No.
your acoustic versions of your songs.
That's why he always sings. It makes sense.
See
see
you boys later.
The acoustic versions of songs are always better too.
Wake
Can we talk
me
about
up. Wake me up inside.
We were going into a something scores review
Oh yeah.
of Baldur's Gate 3. Do we still want to do that, or we have Lego Fortnite or the finals also on the list?
I say we do the finals, because we kind of strayed away from Baldur's Gate. We haven't even touched it.
I have.
Surprisingly delicious. I feel like it would be a lot more. I hate to say it, but with Baldur's Gate, I feel like with all the different things that you can experience in that game, I feel like it is kind of like a, because like I noticed like it was one time Trey and I were playing, and I would find something that I think is like, because he had like his playthrough where he did certain things, and he was like trying to do it through this playthrough as well. But I was like over here talking to a mouse, and then I had a whole side mission because this mouse led me to a demon lady, and I was like, "Yo, what's up with this? Why is she in this barn?" But then he was like, "Yo, you gotta come over here. I'm being attacked by harpies." And I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Okay.
That was
Which is, I think, is
that
crazy
was-
too. Like, why is there no notification to the other player that the other guy is being mauled by harpies?
Because you're far away.
I need some kind of notification.
Yeah. But this is a review for the finals, not for Baldur's.
So-
Unless we want to get into Baldur's Gate, because I have some hot takes for it.
The
I'm
finals.
also-
Adrian,
Okay, the finals. Let's just do the finals, I guess.
I'll let Gann go
You
first,
said-
because I
well,
want to
you
hear
said you
Gann's
had hot-
opinion on the fan. The
Chase,
finals.
put your foot down if you said, "I got some hot takes."
Well,
So
I
you know what? Let's do
I
Baldur's
kind
Gate first.
We'll do both.
Then we
We'll
can
do
go
both.
into Baldur's
both
Gate
in
first.
one episode.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're double dipping.
yeah.
Jeez.
Double dipping. Not tripping.
Something scores episode. Okay, so Baldur's Gate first.
Sure.
Okay.
Let's see your hot take, Chase.
My hot take, I'm going to rate it first, which will be the hot take. I'm going to give it Baldur's Gate Game of the Year an 8.5 out of 10. And here's why. I love the game. It's a really cool game. I'm in the middle of Act 2 right now. And just the amount of things that you can do in the game is unlimited, There's so many things you can do in the game. And it's almost like a game where you just get lost in it, But with all the things that you can do in the game, you're almost like forced to do all the things in the game that it has to offer. It's a fucking huge game. I was looking it up. Act 1 should take you 60 hours to complete. Act 2 should take you 70 hours. And then Act 3, I don't even know. I don't even want to look. It's so massive, and it forces you to play all of it, I think the turn-based action, the gameplay, it's a cool, unique mechanic. It's definitely not for everybody, but it's definitely, it's cool. It's a change of pace. It's a D&D based game, so you kind of have to do that. And there's just a bunch of stuff that it's like, I feel like it's so free to do whatever, but yet you are like, you kind of have to do and say a certain thing for it to go like, the right way. Like you get like 5 different narrative options or something. You have one right answer, and all the other ones are like, you're gonna fucking have to fight this entire village if you say the wrong thing. And it's just like you can't get out of that. And I swear I've had to restart my I've had to backtrack through saves so many times just so I can get to a certain spot. I realized I was super under level when I was about to go into Act 2. So I had to go back and redo everything, which is like not cool to me because I was like, I don't want to do all that stuff. I don't want to do all this extra side quest stuff. I'm invested in this part of the story.
Especially when like the action only like your main XP draw is from the fights.
Exactly.
And the fights, don't even really I don't know. It doesn't add up.
I just felt like it might have just been my class and my build, but I feel like I was getting fucked in every single aspect in the fight. Like my character was just so squishy. I was pushing him back, and then like all my attacks fucking missed, dude. That shit was pissing me off. It's frustrating, and you have to keep redoing fights over and over and over again until you finally win. And I mean, for a game that like loves the expedition and your choices mattering, I feel like I shouldn't have to battle every single battle I come across. I should be able to talk my way out of it. And in some cases you can, but it's like if I want to ignore a part of a side quest, I should absolutely be able to do that and just go through the main story stuff. But then I'm punished for being underleveled. And I'm like, well, now I have to go do that shit. And I don't want to do that. And now it's annoying. And now it's like a fetch quest thing where I'm having to just like retrace my steps and go through the motions and do all this shit. And it was annoying. I like all the characters. I like the narrative. I like all the stuff that it has. The soundtrack is sweet. The developers really put their whole Badussy in this game. They gave you everything that they had, but for me it still just kind of leaves a sour taste in my mouth. It's still a great game, and I think it does deserve Game of the Year, but personally for me it's an 8.5 out of 10.
Again,
I'm giving it a 7 out of 10.
I expected that.
I didn't actually. I thought he would still give it the benefit of the doubt.
Because, like we were talking about before, I feel like it is definitely a game that you can enjoy a lot more by yourself. I feel like if you're trying to, because eventually you have, and I think that's where the turn-based would be a lot more interesting, is when you have your group of 4 and you're in charge of your group of 4, right? So you meet other NPCs along the way. Well, other NPCs along the way, and they join up as your, what do you call them? Like your team, and I could see how that would be a lot more engaging. And I love y'all, but like when we go against like teams of 20, I get lost. I get like we go against the enemies of 20, and then we're all like waiting. It's like, stab. 5 minutes later, blast. 5 minutes later, and so especially like with what we were talking about with the XP gain, it's coming from your battles that you fight. So when it makes it seem very grindy, if you're trying to be up to date with your leveling and to move on through the game, that's those kind of things. That's why I love Elden Ring. That's the combat makes the grind enjoyable. I can sit there. I can like with the Embernex, like that farm spot where you can just. I remember one night I was farming and I would just try different spells. I would go back. I would reset the area and I would try a different spell. With this, it's like you have this lock set, and it feels like restricting on the class. in my opinion. Because then even when you level up, it's not like they add to it. You got to switch out. You're like, oh, this attack sounds awesome, and then you put it in there, and usually it's for a way higher FP cost. And I don't know, that kind of stuff really draws back for me.
Yeah.
But besides that, like, I love that you have these independent dialogues. I love that your certain classes you can talk to certain, like, I was a cleric that had animal talking, and I thought that was the coolest thing ever. Is that I could turn on animal talking, and I legit walked around. I was talking to cows, talking to mice, anything that I talked to a bear, anything that would come my way, I could just talk to it. I think it's so cool. What else? Yeah, I don't.
I would say the game is more focused on a solo playthrough. With a bunch of people playing co-op, it does kind of take away from it. Because it is all about strategy. Like, every single fight, no matter how weak the enemy is, you want to set up your team in the best possible scenario, or you're going to get fucked. But with co-op, you lose that control, and then, like you were saying, you have to wait five minutes for your turn, And then sometimes it's literally just, if you go down, all you can do is, like, heal or run away, And it's like, oh, that's just wasted my move.
Yeah, then you got to go and restart. It's not like you die there and then, you just respawn. You lose, like, runes or coins. Like, you have to, like, go back and get everything and hope that you don't get murdered by this same squad that just murdered you. And, yeah, I don't know. Those certain kind of things draw back for me, personally.
Yeah.
And you guys know me. I like to be in that. I like to throw hands. I like to be in the action. I like to blast things. It's just... The flying's cool, too. I like to be able to fly. That was sweet. But, yeah. Because I was a Tempest. If anybody's out there listening.
Nice.
Ladies,
right.
I was a Tempest.
All right, well, I give it...
I was a level 23 cleric.
I think... I see the game a little different than you. I give it a 9.5. And because I enjoy the story, I enjoy the narrative, and I think there's a lot of things, like, being tactical and, like, communicative. That's something the four of us, like, lack when it comes to something like this game. Like,
Whoa.
There's plenty of times where we just, like, would go off and we get into something and we're like, shit, we need help. Like, it's not the type of game where you can really fully do that. Like, you can do that. You could go across the map and talk and do this thing or whatever, but there's also the chance you'll get into combat, and that's the whole aspect of the game, is that you don't always have to fight, but there's a lot of different aspects that can lead you to either fight or not fight with I guess how the build of your character is. And that's why I knocked off the 0.5, because I'm not into D&D like that, so I don't know all of these, like the charisma and institution and all that. Like, I don't know what affects what, and there's no, like, real explanation that it shows of what affects what, so that kind of, like, makes it a little confusing, even from the start, making your character. But I think the game is fun, and I think we put ourselves into situations in the game where it was kind of like we're fighting 20 people, like, at the goblin camp. That wasn't supposed to happen. Like, when we got to the goblin camp,
that was actually a pretty cool fight. I had a good time. It
was us fighting like 20 goblins,
and I hate goblins
at once. Like, but when we first got to the goblin camp, I did the talking, and, like, I rolled a nat 20 on the first thing. Like, they were letting us in. They weren't attacking us or anything. And, like, I don't know who did what, but all of a sudden we're fighting all of them. So that was something that could have been avoided. That, again, we're not as
But then you wouldn't have had
tactical.
XP. So.
But there's other fights. There's other fights you can start, and
They're disgusting
But that's-
goblins. They deserve
No, that's
to be
the thing,
eviscerated.
though. I did all the like main story fights and I did a few side fights and I still was so underleveled. You have to, it's like you are forced to do all the other shit. I had to go fight this little old hag and her like witch hut that I didn't even know about, which was a cool thing. I had to go back and like experience that. I saved a couple people, but it was like, if I missed that in my first playthrough, that's my fault. Like, obviously it penalized me because I was underleveled, but if that's my narrative decision to skip that, I should be able to skip that, you know? Because I didn't know about it. I didn't explore enough, I guess.
And if you get her to a certain amount of health, she actually begs for mercy. And then
Well,
she gives you something.
I did not give her mercy. I
killed
Trey
and I
her.
we were trying to do that, and he used the pushback spell, knocked her right off the cliff. It was so funny. He's like, you know what, I'm done. Let's just move on.
And that was like that's a couple things with it. Like from the jump, we didn't really set ourselves up. I don't want to say properly, but like more suited for 4 people controlling themselves fighting. Like we didn't have 2 people who were like strictly range, and like, you know, another person who's got movement and is able to just move fast, get into the fight, start fighting while someone's shooting at. Like we didn't really have that.
What are we thinking about it? You know, there was you and I who were distance, and
I didn't have too much distance, and my distance spells didn't do much, and I also didn't have many spell slots, so I only had to rely on using my cantrips or trying to get up close.
Skill issue.
So I was a warlock. I'm a warlock, so like it's not like I have range, but I'm also up close because I use my sword and I also use some spells.
It was a Tempest Sorcerer, so I was unbeatable.
I was a level 3 Quelic, ladies.
But yeah, and Chase was a cleric.
No, I wasn't.
Was
I was a fucking barbarian. I was a dragon-born barbarian. Get
he was
it
a barbarian.
Right. Put some respect on his name.
Trey was a monk. Like
it looked toughy.
It was all of us had to really be up close, and
except for.
Yeah. But I still think the game was. I still think the game was fun. I'm gonna go back and play it on my own playthrough, and I'm gonna do a lot of it.
Yeah.
There's like a
I think it's
quest
fun.
where you can get this spell that transforms you into this giant monster, and it actually looks sweet. I'm gonna try to find
I don't want to waste all of our time on Baldur's Gate, so I'm just gonna get the total score, which is 8.3. Total score of 8.3 from us.
Pretty solid.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty solid. And like I said, it's still game of the year. I don't think there's any other game that really should have taken the spot.
I like Remnant 2. I thought
Remnant 2 was good.
Sick.
But do you think it deserved game of the year?
Out of everything? I mean...
Out of everything?
Out of everything?
The secrets in it were cool, but I don't think
sweet.
It was fun.
It was
Definitely
fun. And it got a 9, straight 9s from us, but...
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it being game of the year, you know?
No, Remnant 2 would not be game of the year. Fun, but not game of the year. Do we still want to do the finals?
Yeah, fuck it. Unless you guys want to talk about any of the other stuff, but...
I'm cool with it. Because I'm going to give it a better score than Baldur's Gate. So watch out, guys.
Actually, I want Gann to go first, because I know Gann's not into FPS first-person shooter games, and he's been killing it in the finals.
I usually hate it. I usually hate FPS. I hate usually anything to do with it, unless it's Destiny 2, until they turn into a cash grab.
You were still third person in it sometimes.
No, well, that's what I'm just... Oh, well, yeah, at the hub.
Yeah, and if you had a sword.
And yeah, that's true. See, and that's... Yeah, I did make a sword build for my one build.
Warlock game.
But, Warlock for real. But, for the finals, I'm probably gonna give it, like, honestly, I like it 8.5.
Ooh.
I actually really am. I'm really enjoying it. I love that. Even though it's crazy because I feel like it's such a minimalist style of play. But I grew up on this game. It was called great. Now I don't remember it. There's like a red and blue team. Battle Fortress.
Team Fortress?
Team Fortress
Team
2.
Fortress. Yes, dude. Yes, I love that game growing up. I used to be obsessed. But I think it's like it. I think it's like the same reasoning that Gordon Ramsay doesn't like big menus. I feel like it gives you. It's like you get what you get and you don't throw a fit, and it leaves it so that you have to be kind of crafty with what you have.
Mm.
And I made my build. I'm a medium build, which is supposed to be usually a healer, and I was like, nah, I don't want to do that. So
Bang,
then
bang.
I went automatic.
Bang,
I went
bang.
automatic weapon.
Bang, bang.
Went automatic weapon, and or I'll switch up to the shield and baton if I'm feeling frisky. And then I use mines and frag grenades and a turret. So
Mhm.
it's been working decently well. Been a cleanup crew. I added a cleanup crew game last night with the boys, and they had heavy assists, and somebody on the team had a lot of kills, and not saying who.
For context, again, we played a game last night. It was like a 4 or 5 minute game. I don't even think we won. We didn't win, did we?
Mm.
I don't remember if we. I think we got second place, but it was like 4 or 5 minutes. Like it went by quick for the game of the finals in the banquet mode. Gannon had like 14 kills within
Yeah.
like every
was
time
crazy.
I looked, he's killing someone.
Because I was like throwing, I was like, I just throw down mines randomly, and then sometimes if feel like I have enough time, I'll throw 2 mines down in front of my turret. So they come in and they're trying to shoot at this turret, they blow up, and they're like, "Whoa, what was that?" Then the turret kills them. I was like running around, and like my screen just kept saying, "Elimination, elimination, elimination." Like, ooh, nice. I'm not even near it. I'm on the other side of the map.
Me and Chase had 1 kill each, 4 assists each. To put it into perspective.
You're welcome.
When we died, we came back, we would come in, start shooting, and Gannon's just frying them up.
Some people would say, but not us. Not us. Some people would say that's kill stealing. But
So 448 out of 14. I'm not good at math. I mean,
6 kills were solo.
yeah.
Which
Sweet.
even then, in like 5 minutes, it's not too bad.
yeah.
Cooking. And I got a little jump pad
Chase?
too.
The jump pad's fun. Chase, your score?
Oh, you put me on the spot. I wasn't ready. I could have
not
been
good.
thinking. I could have been thinking about it. I want to score it an 8. An 8. I think, and I've heard a few other people talk about it. But I'm gonna give like my opinions on it first. It's a super fun game. I love a game that has a nice aesthetic and style to it. That's different from all the other shit. Like like Valorant's a really good example. They have a really unique style to like a CS:GO-esque gameplay. And I think that's why it's it's like a lot more appealing than CS:GO. I'm pretty sure CS:GO is still more popular, but Valorant's on the move. But and it's just like the finals takes like the first person shooter, it mixes it with like Call of Duty and the destructibility of Battlefield, and has some of that like class, like teamwork aspect of Overwatch. And there's powers, you get all your different like equipment, and you can really build your character, build your class however best suits you. Like Gannon was saying, he's a medium build, and typically the medium build is for like healing for the most part, but he doesn't do that. And he still fucks, he's still fucking him up. And there's also like metas that we can dive into and stuff, but it's like you got those, but then you can just play to your strengths, and that's what I love about a game. They give you the tools, and it is very limited, but they give you enough to where you can really change it up and it does feel like a different play style. And that's really unique in a first-person shooter like this. I just wish there was more content. I wish there were more game modes, more custom, like a capture the flag would be sick, which I guess is kind of bank it, but like just like something that didn't have to do with money, you know? I it's just like, I get it, that's like the theme, but like just do other modes or something, like a King of the Hill, like oddballs, throw some Halo shit in there. Like, you have such a good foundation for the game. I just feel like it's lacking certain stuff, and I'm scared it might die off. But it's not. I guess it's like more popular than like Battlefield and Call of Duty right now on
rightfully so on like
Twitch
Steam,
and everything. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Twitch.
Server findings, love it.
Yeah, usually when we go look for a game mode, it says less than a minute.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm not
We're not
waiting
sitting there
for 5 minutes to try to get into a game.
Like,
I made a friend on there yesterday.
Overwatch.
Early in the day.
Nice. Is that all for your score, Chase?
Yeah, we already got... People are fucking trolls, though, already.
Chase
people are
already
haters.
got 8 mail.
I just outmaneuvered this guy, and he got butthurt. He thought it
wasn't
camping.
even that... Like, he did... It's not that he just got outmaneuvered. He also got out-teamed. Because Chase was by himself in the building going up, jumps downstairs. Tactical. As soon as he hits the first floor, I'm flying in. I'm coming up from the bottom stairs with him. This dude's coming down looking for us. He's getting fried by 2 people. His teammate comes around, gets fried. Then the game ends. And then the hate mail.
We didn't even win the game. We didn't even win the game. We got second place or something.
Yeah.
Hand holding. Oh, you were sitting at the bottom of the stairs. No, you got outmaneuvered.
Yeah,
we're not even that good. We just had a great game.
Imagine complaining about teamwork in a game that is all about teamwork. Realistically.
Shocker. But
anyways.
Yeah, I give it a solid 9. Because I grew up on Call of Duty. I don't play Call of Duty anymore. The franchise has just been downhill for years. But I like first-person shooter games, and I'll always usually try to give them a chance. I like the finals because it is different than other first-person shooters, because the concept from the beginning of it, it's not Call of Duty. You're not in a warfare setting. You're not some like strike team trying to fight for this money. The concept is this is like a game show, and you're a contestant, and you have to fight to collect these coins to bank it. You have to fight to get these cash out things. Like the concept of it is that it's a first-person shooter, and it's completely different than other first-person shooters.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that the different build styles, it's not too diverse to where it's like you got 10 different play styles or 10 different like type of things you can do, and then there's 10 different type of play styles that branch off from that. You get your medium, you get your light, your medium, your heavy, and then obviously you're supposed to try them out and see what you like, but there's different options of how you can play. You can be a healer, you can just be damaging, you can be up close, you can try to be from far. It's not too diverse, but it's diverse enough to where it's like I can figure out something. Like I use a light build. I'm zipping all over the fucking place. I'm grappling on buildings. I'm flying around. When low gravity hits, I'm in the air. I'm fucking off buildings, flying across the map. I'm everywhere. I love that play style. Like usually, like when we played Remnant 2, I played as a slower, tanky guy. I like that. I like that too. But I really like just fucking zipping around and being all over the place, sliding around. You can't fucking catch me. I'm jumping down, grabbing these 10 coins that are dropped, and I'm zipping away. I'm on the other side of the map before you can even start looking for me. I love that. I think the playstyle is super fun, and I like it. The character customability is great. I like the outfits you can get. Obviously, it's still early in the game, so there isn't too many options yet.
But
so it's not really that big of a deal to me.
The big thing is microtransactions.
It's hard to avoid those.
It's
really.
Especially with a free game, which I get, but it's like all the saucy shit is tucked behind the paywall. Give me that.
Yeah, and I do agree with what you said, Chase. I think that's why I knocked a point off, because the game modes are fun, but like
There's two game
after
modes.
it's just two game modes. Like I hate to say to go back to go towards the model of like Call of Duty and like Halo, these other first person shooters, but yeah, a King of the Hill game mode with those play styles, with the type of maps, that would be insane. That'd be fun. Give me a regular old team deathmatch. Sometimes I just want to go in there. I just want to fucking kill.
Yeah.
I just want to shoot. I just want to be zipping around and shooting. Give me a capture the flag. Having to work together and I mean follow the concepts of like how they have bank out with the 4 other teams. Like still give me that same concept of this is a team deathmatch. I'm fighting 3 other teams of 3.
That'd be actually sweet. Like have 4 maps like on different sides of the giant map. Try to think of different ways to get over to another. It could be like, oh, I got to worry about what's that night game we were playing for a little bit. Like how you're like you need to worry about this team coming from the left, or the team coming from the right. What was it called?
Night game?
Yeah, it was like
Furry Pals?
No, there's like there's a knight class, there's a lighter class dude, and a wizard.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It's that one. I can't think of the name though.
That was pretty fun, honestly.
It was fun. We talked about it on the podcast before.
I could find it right now. I can look through the Xbox app.
It's something.
It's something.
That was fun though. That was a really cool game mode. But that's the thing. It's like, why did that die? Honestly.
Yeah.
Was it like a medieval
I saw the
game?
downloaded. Huh? Yeah, it's like
It was a Chivalry 2?
No, it wasn't Chivalry.
Chivalry 2 is fun. That's just like
It wasn't For Honor.
Mm-mm.
Not For Honor.
I can't afford to break another controller from just eagle gripping my.
Let's see.
I never threw my controller once, but I went through, what was it, 3 controllers in 3 months because of my left trigger.
Yeah. It does not help the weak.
For Honor?
Means. Yeah.
That is a stress game. That is a game.
It is like you get into the game and it's like you want to like throw yourself out a window. It's like because everybody
Warlander?
there just sweats. Warlander, that's it.
Warlander.
Yeah.
Mm.
Why did we stop playing that game?
What game came out around that time too? I don't know.
Starfield?
I would play it. I would hop into it.
I think it was like I don't know. Maybe it was.
Weren't we just like hopping between games then? Didn't we also try playing like No Man's Sky around that time?
No Man's Sky came out. We were playing that. Oh, damn, there's a bunch of hairs.
Well, it didn't come out, but like we
started
hopped
playing it.
onto
Yeah. That's it.
But yeah,
It was a fun game. It was. We can do another something scores in the future.
Oh yeah, in the future, yeah. For that. Yeah, I think that's all I really have for the finals. I think it's fun. I think I could play it for a while, and I hope that the game does succeed. I don't see it failing if they don't keep improving and if they don't start adding a little bit more. I don't think they need to add in too much more. Don't give me like 9 different game modes. Don't give me all of this other battle pass microtransaction stuff. Just throw in a couple more game modes. Maybe scale back the microtransactions a little bit, and I think it can last for a while.
Yeah, it'll be. I don't think it has the same kind of like longevity as Fortnite. Fortnite is just a different beast in itself, but I would like. You think a
battle royale?
No.
I don't. I mean, maybe
that would make it just Warzone. I feel like.
Yeah, that's.
Well, I mean, what's not making it Warzone now, or Battlefield?
The fact that it is just like small teams.
Okay.
Yeah, the fact that Warzone is just.
Yeah.
Yuck. That's
I
all
get it.
I just yuck. Like I like battle royales. It's just something about fucking Warzone where it's just like.
Yeah. I cringed when I said it, so.
Like people.
I tried to stop myself.
People play that game as if fucking FaZe Clan is like staring into the game, watching their every move. Like they have to figure out every little exploit and meta, which gun is the best. Like compared with people who just sit in one place, people who pick the most fucking cheesy thing. It's just so much
I like this
bullshit.
There's a Warzone guy that everyone hates, and he just uses throwing knives, and he calls them butter juniors. Have you seen this guy?
Mhm.
Have you seen Timmy Toucans?
No.
He would just drive ATVs and buildings and kill people with them in Warzone.
Have you guys seen the one dude?
Have you guys seen that one dude?
He goes into proximity chat, and he'll have like, on camera, he'll have like a fucking like cop vest on. And he'll be running at them with a riot shield. He'll be like, "Get on the ground!" Throwing like stuns at them, then running up with a fucking like baton. Just toot, 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 toot. I said, "Get on the fucking ground!" There's some people who make Warzone funny, but it's still a yuck fucking game. But back to the finals. That was my score, 9. So that brings the total score of the finals for us to an 8.5.
Man, the gaming community is going to crucify us. We gave the finals a better score than Baldurs Gate.
Well, that's because Baldur's Gate is more towards a specific community that's also very open to other people who want to try that kind of game style out. But Gann doesn't like that game style, so that kind of brought the score down.
Yeah. I think, like I said, it is more of a solo play style. You just gotta do it yourself and just like be in the party and all that shit. Because I'm gonna beat it. I'm gonna beat Baldur's Gate. I spent $70 on it. I'm absolutely gonna beat it. But yeah, and it's fun. But it definitely loses me for the things I said earlier.
We should do a something scores for like non-video game things. Like we should do for like something scores with like celebrities. Like what's our
Batman.
score on Mark Wahlberg?
Oh, the Mark Wahlberg? Wouldn't we just be TMZ at that point? If we did it like for celebrities.
What's our something scores on fucking
Ricky Gervais.
Mel Gibson.
1.
0.
1.
I give him a goose egg.
God. That would be funny. Once we, it'd be clickbaity for sure too. But then it's kind of a little icky, don't you think? We're
I do
giving
cringe when I
ratings to people.
Yeah, I do cringe when I see people come up
We
on
should
my
do it with
For You
movies.
page and they're like, "Did you hear about what happened to Kim Kardashian?" I'm like, skip, instantaneously, skip.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I've actually gotten to the habit of when I just see some shit I don't ever want to see again on TikTok. Like, I hate the people that are like, "I'm live right now doing this thing." Like, I just block them immediately. Like, I don't ever want to see this. I don't want to ever hear your voice.
The
Maybe
only
it'll change
time
my algorithm up.
The only time I've ever seen a good one of those, it's like this lady, and she was like, if you join this live right now, I will dump a jar of mayonnaise on my head. And then somebody like screen recorded that and then went to their live, and then she's just like covered in mayonnaise. It was just... It was the funniest thing.
I hate
That's the only
I hate
exception.
seeing that with people who like stream. And there's only one dude I think I really don't care when he does it. I actually follow him because he's this one dude on TikTok, and he's got his Switch controllers connected to his computer, and he plays games with his Switch controllers, like moving around like this, like makes him look around and stuff. Like, it's actually kind of cool, and he's funny. So
I like Jinxie. I'm gonna say it.
Jinxie's. So we're in copper.
So we're in copper.
Him and Sketch, dude.
It's
And
like a
I hate-
dynamic duo. They are
I
absolutely acoustic for sure. But
I talk shit on streamers a little bit just because of the people who just how do I phrase this? The cringiest people in the fucking world will like constantly quote these people, or like this person streams, I gotta send them fucking $100 like fucking right now. Say my name and stream. Like, because I hate people who watch streams. I think that's why. But like,
yeah,
objectively, Jinxie and like Sketch are like fucking hilarious. Especially because Sketch, I don't know if he's acoustic or if he has Tourette's, but when he'll sit there in front of his fucking and put his controller down and just check, meat on meat. Some people give Some people take. I only take just a normal conversation. I don't know why it's so funny to me.
I think when people get too immersed in video games, those are always the best. Like he's like trying to be a coach, he's like on the field and stuff. Like those people are like people that dress up in the tactical gear and are like fucking like playing Call of Duty. That's funny.
Did you guys ever see that dude on TikTok? I think his name is Jordy, and he would dress up like Sonic.
Oh
in
yeah.
Streams. That dude was funny.
Yeah. What happened to him?
I think I've seen a couple of TikToks.
I've seen a couple of clips. He I feel like
it's
just
like
fell
all
off.
streamers. It's with streamers. It's usually just unless you like hit like Jinxie or Kai Cenat numbers. Like as a streamer, it comes and goes. It's just like you're big. If you're not big enough, you'll eventually not be that big.
You know, who cringes me that I saw on Kai Cenat. I'm going to say this. Nicki Minaj.
Half the people.
Nicki Minaj is so cringy to me. You're
I love
40.
Nicki Minaj's music though. Yeah, that is. She is 40.
You're 40.
But that monster verse.
And you act like you're 17.
Yeah.
But the monster verse.
She's cringe.
She it's like she has no it's like once you reach a level of fame, you just stop caring about people around you. And she's at that point where she like looks at people and is like, "Oh, you're lesser than me. I'm not going to give you the time of day." That's the type of attitude I see with these type of
Oh,
people.
if you see her
Do you think
react to her fans, that is actually
Yeah.
crazy. She's terrible. She's actually horrible.
Terrible. No, she sucks. No,
but
and
the
I don't
monster
care.
verse?
I don't care.
You can separate the art from the artist, Adrian.
Do you guys think Drake?
Except for Kanye West. If you're still listening to Kanye West in 2024, you need help. You need to go seek some sympathy.
I haven't listened to Kanye West yet, but like sometimes it's kind of hard not to. I mean,
I
I saw this debate. People talk about this before of like separating the art from the artist, and like I think yes, in some aspects you can. Like, oh, this person said they don't like the vaccine. Like, okay, I'll fucking if your music is good,
whatever.
if I like your music, yeah. Like Aaron Rodgers, I don't like his opinions, but fucking that's my GOAT quarterback.
That's your goat.
Aaron Rodgers,
Yeah.
4-time NFL MVP.
One-time Super Bowl winner.
Michael Vick.
What do Bengals have? Michael Vick? Not so much.
Oh shit. Who else is a shitty quarterback?
Like I think
Ray
Brett
Lewis.
Favre. He's not a quarterback.
Great linebacker though.
Great linebacker.
Brett Favre
Really kills people.
fucking steals from welfare.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna say is like with musical artists like Isaiah Rashad, like you can kind of separate the fact that like
What did he do?
you never heard about the Twitter leaks that came out like a couple years ago?
No.
No, you didn't?
Yeah, of him sucking dick and all that. Like it came
Oh,
out that he's
okay.
like bi. Like
Who
yeah, you could
cares?
who cares? You could separate
Hey,
artists from
love
that
is
incident.
love, guys. Come on.
But like
Jeez.
Kanye and this fucking neo-Nazi persona
Dude,
he's got.
he didn't. He
You
did.
can't
He
separate
doubled
it.
down into it. He like his newest album. Like he's dressed up in like Ku Klux Klan shit. I'm like, what are you
Like,
doing?
I can't overlook that.
You can't. You can't.
Like Chris Brown, really, it's on the fence because like it's hard because he beat the shit out of Rihanna. But like he puts out-
We're dipping into some sketchy
I don't care.
territory.
Like for a while, I will not put on Chris Brown. I will not search for one of Chris Brown's songs and be like, I'm
Now,
gonna listen to this right now.
Where do
'cause
you
he
draw
beat
the
shit out
line
of
at?
Rihanna.
Where do you draw the line at R. Kelly?
No,
Okay.
I don't care about the Ignition remix. I will never. I don't quote
Yeah.
it ever. I don't.
Wasn't
listen to
even
it.
wasn't even that. I mean, grow up. That was like
Chris
20.
Brown, on the other hand, it's hard because he puts out bangers after banger after banger.
Still?
It's like, yeah. Chris Brown has not put out bangers.
I haven't seen him put out new music since he did that song with Lil Dicky.
He put out like a whole album that did numbers after that.
Let me ask you guys this: who listened to that album besides Adrian?
See, this is why I said it's hard to not listen to Chris Brown because that album is. And first off, everyone has. There's songs on there. Yes, there are songs on there that everybody was listening to. after that little. First off, Freaky Friday was like 2020, 2021. Like,
Never
pull it
heard.
up right now.
Don't get us taken down.
Ooh, you a stunner, hot
Nope,
little figure.
that's not what I was
yes,
trying
you
to
a
do.
winner, and
That
I'm
is Bless
so
the
glad
Fall.
that you're mine.
That was the last good song he dropped.
I mean, like, what's the threshold of like PR nightmare for artists? You know, like what's the
Ezra
line you
Miller.
cross?
I lied. That album was 2019. I lied. I don't think he's put out anything since.
Wow.
Oh no, he put out something last year.
Yeah, who's
11/11.
listening to that?
I didn't listen to it. I don't even know.
Yeah, there
I
we
didn't
go.
know his other album
He
was
puts
that
out
old. I thought it was
banger
like
after banger after banger.
Every single song, every single album. No one has
Come on.
listened to him since 2010.
Meth
bullshit.
messed him up.
I haven't.
He got methed up.
I'll stand on it. Chris Brown puts out bangers. Hard to ignore it, but I don't look for it because he beat the shit out of Rihanna.
Somebody
She's
watch
my
this
girl.
guy.
Yeah. I
Rihanna's
stand
a
on
saint.
I stand on
Rihanna's
Riri's
a
side.
saint.
Domestic violence is not a joke, Jim.
It's not a joke. But if Under the
Millions of
Influence
families
comes
suffer
on,
every year.
but if Under the Influence comes on, I might sing it a little bit, and I'll feel bad after. But
That
like,
song was about meth.
That song. We keep going back to this in bed.
everybody smoked a little meth here and there.
Now, who's like the most wholesome artist? Why aren't we
Keanu
doing
Reeves.
him?
Jelly Roll.
He's not an artist.
Okay, you.
Does he
act.
make no? I mean,
You
no.
make,
I mean,
you make banger after
No.
banger movies. I want to see
he's
you
not
do
making
that.
them. He's acting in them.
That's an art form.
It is an art form, but I'm talking about like musician artists.
Jelly Roll. Probably Jelly Roll.
Well, he sold drugs, and what? Didn't he kill somebody?
Oh.
I thought he killed somebody.
I don't know if he's okay. I'll take that back because I'm thinking about how he is now, how he's trying to be a great person and everything. Okay.
Yeah. Flip the switch.
Alicia Keys.
You didn't hear?
What'd she do?
Yo, you didn't hear?
No, because me and
Dude,
Sarah
she
had
was
this
on the
conversation.
flight logs.
Me and Sarah had this conversation because we had rewatched Shane Gillis' stand-up because we think it's hilarious, and
He
we
is
were just talking
hilarious.
about like different comedians that we talked about Chris D'Elia. Like, can't really watch Chris D'Elia because he's a fucking pedophile. And it's
That
just like
used to be
there's
my
so many
favorite
comedians.
Guy.
Like it's like there's so many comedians and like actors and stuff. It's hard to watch their stuff because it's like you're weird. Why did you do these things?
And you notice it with like anybody in like, I don't want to be general, but like Hollywood. You see like all these like famous like YouTubers or like people that are just now starting to get into the scene, and then it comes out and they're fucking weird and creepy on the internet. They all talk to underage girls. Stop it. What are you doing?
Drake with Millie Bobby Brown.
That's
Yeah, and
weird.
It's always hard after because it's like, yeah, like you heard this one person's song. It's just like, oh, did you hear?
Did you
hear what they did?
I saw this video of this guy. He was like,
Delete.
he's like, day one of getting into streaming.
Oh,
This game's
yeah, I
pretty
saw
fun. Oh, never mind. I heard the allegations against the directors of this company, and then he's like, he kept
He
switching.
keeps going game to game to game, and it's like, sorry guys, I didn't realize they were making fun of gay people. And then it's like the next one was Valorant, and he was just like, I just don't like playing Valorant, guys.
I don't think I could play Valorant.
He went like all the way
honestly.
to a game back on like the Sega Genesis, I think it was. And
Yeah,
he's like, this
and
is
it
a
still
perfect
had
game.
it.
Oh,
You can't.
I want to get an old system. I want to get one again. We used to have an N64 up until I left for the Navy.
best game console ever created. I will stand on business. The GameCube.
64.
64 is sweet, but dude, the GameCube.
GameCube was revolutionary. Not gonna lie.
The
Especially
essence.
with the games, the amount of games they had on that
Yes,
thing. The Super Smash was it Brawl or was it Melee that was on GameCube?
I think it was Melee. I want to say it was Melee.
Pokemon Coliseum, classic.
Pokemon Coliseum, Tuffy Jones. Zoids Battle Legends. If you guys ever get your hands on that game, You played it?
I didn't.
Yeah, I played it.
I didn't have it. I didn't have a GameCube growing up.
Giant map. You know Zoids, Adrian?
I think
The
so.
animal mechs. It was like an anime before
Yeah,
anime.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
And you have these giant animal mechs, and then you get these giant maps, and you can play multiplayer against people. So cool. So cool. Like, each Zoid had its own, like, abilities. You could pick, like, the, like, gorilla mech. Next thing you know, you're able to climb buildings. Or the raptor, super fast, had, like, this laser sword on the side of it. That's what I'd use because it was pretty much a cheat code. Couldn't shoot it.
This made me just think of a question for you guys. What gaming system had the best era, like, lineup of games?
It had to be 360 to like PS3. That was the golden age of games.
Because I don't know. Because I look back and, like, maybe it's because I grew up on PlayStation 2s, but, like, not like Sony consoles in general, but, like, the PlayStation 2, just that entire era mixed with around the time PS2 was just, like, super big. GameFly had came out, and it was like, now you're just getting a random. You can get a game sent to your house, just try it out, play it, beat it, send it back, and do it again, like it. But also PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 era.
See, I think GameCube is just so nostalgic for me personally, because my grandpa got it for me, and we would go to this place called Vax Videos. It was like an old school video store where you could go in. They had old school consoles. They had like any kind of game system games that you would think of. Huge like inventory. I just remember we'd go there and they had like figures and statues too, before Funko Pops were even like a thing. And like I go there with my grandpa and I would look at these games for hours. And he was big into games too, so we'd like just go through and look at all these different games. It was sweet, good times. I also had it was cool because we had this not like a basement, but it was like a small living room area in the bottom part of his house. And on one side, we had the GameCube set up to a TV on like a mini nightstand on the floor. I remember like sitting down there with like Gavin and like my cousins. And we would sit there and play GameCube on one side, or on the other side, we had the Nintendo 64 set up with like Super Mario Bros. But it's like the one where it's like open world, where you jump into the paintings.
Oh, 64.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Mario 64. Then Super Smash Bros. On both of them.
Classics.
And Star Fox on the Nintendo 64. One of the hardest games ever invented, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
It's so you get like level 3, and it's like, what am I playing?
No, yeah.
You haven't played Cuphead.
I hear
I passed like one level of Cuphead, and I was like, yeah, I'm done with this.
It's
too
beautiful.
fucking hard.
But have you played Dark
No
Souls?
thanks.
Yeah, I mean, how does it compare to Dark Souls?
Bloodborne 2, fucking hard.
I saw this guy
I
complaining
think-
about Suicide Squad. Sorry, quick side note. There's like the IGN reviews of Suicide Squad.
I sent you that video, or
Yeah.
you sent me that. Somebody sent me that video, I think,
They were like
Chase.
saying it was bad, and then
because of the Flash fight.
yeah, this guy brought up a video of the IGN guy talking about it. And in my head, I was thinking, has this guy ever like touched Elden Ring?
No,
He would have given up.
IGN is the same company that legit could not get past the Cuphead tutorial for their review.
Oh yeah,
Is that a thing?
IGN
That's
IGN
amazing.
said like Cuphead was too hard because they couldn't figure out the tutorial level, like how to jump and dash or whatever over a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, rough.
And they're like, the Flash is fast. He is too fast. Yes.
That's his whole gimmick.
Hey, that's his thing.
Next, it's gonna be fucking Superman. He flies. How am I gonna hit him in the air? He flies.
You can't kill Superman with any of the characters, even though we all know in the comics he only is immune to or he can only die from kryptonite. I wish they would just tell me where the kryptonite was.
They keep pulling out these stupid boxes full of these green bullets, and I'm sick of it. Like, why is it
Yeah.
here?
It's like they tell me to use this ammo, but it's like I'm already using my ammo to shoot Superman.
I'm sick of
I know
Batman
it's
just being so
glowing
tactical.
green.
It's like this guy just knows where I'm at.
The dumbest thing I saw under the comments of that TikTok of like the IGN dude talking about the Flash fight is that people were trying to justify saying, well, he's not wrong because like you got to be more tedious. Like you got to be more tedious. How do you think fucking Mr. Freeze feels when he has to fight him every 4 fucking issues? Like it's the Flash. He's not gonna stand still unless you fucking shoot him. He's gonna run and try to get you with his speed. That's his whole fucking thing. Like you're gonna complain that Batman's running up and putting hands on you? How does every fucking villain in Gotham feel when Batman runs up and puts the fucking hands on them? Like,
I feel like
it's accurate. You have to be tedious to fight the Flash. That's accurate. That's fun.
I feel like
What the fuck is wrong with
IGN's favorite game is Minecraft on creative.
Yeah, like fucking you want something that's not tedious and shit. Go play fucking Minecraft. Like
Also, guys, if you're tired of these bad game reviews, come see Something Scores.
yeah,
We got you covered. These are real gamers playing real games, and the thing about IGN, actually, just a quick side note, they only have one person review the game. They don't have a team of people reviewing the game and do the scores collectively. They have a team of people, or no, they only have one person reviewing a game. So if one person just is like slightly off the game, but then the rest of the gaming industry is like, dude, this is the fucking best game ever, you get shitty scores. It's not like good at collecting like statistics or anything, or like doing a good in-depth review on anything.
Yeah, and it's not like I don't think they picked a good gamer to be their gamer guy. I think they picked a guy that was like, yeah, I had a PlayStation 1 and now I have a Switch. Review all our games for us now.
So like really,
you're fucking hired on the spot.
we need you to rate Elden Ring. Give us a review on Elden Ring.
Me?
No, the guy.
Oh,
well,
I beat
I don't
Radagon.
like the
Side note,
premise.
I actually did beat Radagon and the Erd Beast, so I have beaten Elden Ring.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I don't
What-
like the concept that I get hit back and I lose a lot of health. I gotta like back up and fight. So this is a really bad game from the start.
I can't just spam this button and he doesn't just die. I have to like try.
Godric's Knight is the hardest boss I've ever fought in my entire life. What is this? Bruh.
I
Meanwhile,
did see.
there's a
I did
dude
see it.
with jar hands fucking squaring up. What's her name, Millennia or whatever her name is. What were you gonna say though, Chase?
People are like crazy with that game. They're
Oh,
just
yeah.
like, oh yeah, this is so easy.
Have you seen the mods that people
Bitch.
do sometimes?
Yeah, they're
I saw
wild.
a dude turn into a fucking fighter jet fighting Radon and just carpet bomb him.
Yeah. I like seeing the mods where they have the bosses fight the other bosses. Those are always pretty
Sick.
cool. Yeah.
I see one dude who does those videos and it looks good until his video ends and he's just gone through 2 bosses with that crappy ass fucking 80s game music in
Yeah.
the background. Like, come on, dude.
I
I,
don't-
want to see every
I don't
boss. Show me
I
every boss.
want to play the GBA style 8-bit. Like, you've seen them?
Oh yeah,
That
the
looks so
PlayStation
cool.
1, like they're called like D-makes. Those are cool.
Yes.
What?
I'll,
I'm
Where
confused
they-
here. Fill me in.
Where they take like Elden Ring and then they put like PS1 graphics to it and like the style of like PS1.
That's
saw
Look
insane.
it up.
I saw him
It's
do it with
pretty
like
cool.
Game Boy Advance.
Oh,
Like,
I,
it was-
I've seen.
Shit.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen
It was
that.
That's
so
nuts.
cool.
I've seen somebody put like Zorro in with a mod. Like they're
Mhm.
playing as Zorro. I thought that was
Yeah.
kind of cool. Video games. Yeah.
Video games.
The coolest mod I saw is like where the guy like shoots a blue like spear out and then he hops on it and starts riding around the map.
I was just checking the time and wee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're at an hour 30. We should end it on it. I have to pee, but you know, I was fine. I like talking to you guys. Hey, you know, we
Yeah.
haven't sat
No,
we
you don't
haven't
like
done this
gaming
in
with
like
us.
like a. I played with you guys yesterday. Played with you guys
Once
all
in a-
week last week.
Once in a blue moon.
Literally, Adrian, we played every single night last week.
It's okay,
except
we're
for
your
like
work friends.
Thursday.
You see us on the podcast and that's it. We're your work friends. You don't love us enough.
I do. You guys are my only friends.
We're co-workers.
Yeah, we're just your colleagues.
Why do you have to work on my coat? What are you talking about?
You can find us on all streaming platforms. I'm talking YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Or, wherever you can. Well, it's really those three. And if you don't use those, if you're using Tidal,
No,
stay off the
actually,
internet.
we are on almost everything.
Really?
I found that out. Yeah, somebody was like, "Oh, where's your podcast at?" And I was like, "Oh, we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube." And they were like, "Oh, I use this like Google podcast app." And I was like, "I don't know if we're on there." She looked us up, and we're on there. So
Tuffy.
I don't know.
Tuffy Jones.
Yeah,
Somebody stealing her content.
And
it's us.
and,
Somebody's just got like 1 million followers on
Yeah,
Google
it's just
Podcasts.
us.
It's just
We're just not seeing any of that.
original something. And
Don't get any funny ideas. You
welcome to the original something.
we just speak backwards. Like they just play the audio
It's
backwards.
just the podcast back. It's the podcast back.
The anti podcast.
Yeah.
We leave subliminal messages.
But we also have a Patreon for charity. $3 a month, or
Only $3.
a free uppercut to Adrian's chin. You can find all of our stuff there as well. I think the one exclusive thing that you can't find on the regular streaming sites is the book that has not been touched for 2 years. Death Our Friend. And dude, we just be vibing.
This is just a vibe.
Yeah.
Caught a vibe.
Call a vibe. Baby, are you looking for a ride? I just want to stay for the night. No.
I'm gonna impale my head. There's a corner of this desk.
That's such a good song, Gannon. Don't be
Cranking
tripping.
back. Good night. Just brains.
Chase, you got anything for the people?
No, I just want to thank everybody for sticking with us, and we like Gannon was just saying, we're a vibe, and we're not trying to overproduce this thing. We're not trying to be like every other podcast out there. We're trying to be us. We're trying to be original, and obviously we'll grow
Original
with time.
something.
Shut up. We will grow over time, and we'll obviously every episode is going to be better than the last one, and just glad you guys are still along for the ride, and hopefully more rides coming in the future.
Our game reviews are
Nice.
on point. I think we have a good
Our
mixture.
game reviews are on
Yeah.
point.
I really do.
Yeah.
I feel like we have a good mixture of people we all have different things about video games that we like and enjoy. So yeah, dude.
Mhm.
Don't listen to IGN.
Listen
Watch-
to something
watch it-
scores.
Watch it for comic relief, but
Yeah.
besides that, just see how bad
Come to us.
See how bad a game
Yeah.
reviewer is at playing video
Go
games.
look at their negative scores. That's the game you want to try.
Most likely.
Yeah,
Their bad scores, our
they-
good scores you want to try.
They did give Elden Ring a 10 though.
well, they probably had a guy that's played all the Dark Souls games.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had to outsource.
They
had to
were
outsource
looking at
that.
everybody else rate it, and they were like, "Oh fuck, is this game actually good?" We rated it like a 2. Fuck. Let's change it. Let's just erase.
Abort.
Command Z. But yeah, go ahead.
Well, if that's all you have, Chase, I do have one thing to say.
This is Adrian's last episode, guys. We're so sorry.
Fuck off. This is not my last episode. I'm here forever. I am saying Jordan Love is the future of the Packers franchise. Jaden Reed, Bo Melton, Rashawn Gary, Luke Van Ness, Jair Alexander. We put the fucking boots on the neck of the Cowboys. Fuck the Cowboys. Fuck their organization. Fuck their delusional fans.
Who do they play
We're
next
on
week?
to the 49ers next. We're taking
Oh.
down Brock Purdy. We're taking down CMC. Fred Warner, Chase Young, Javarius Ward. Nothing on
RIP.
us. We're off to the Super Bowl. Packers
RIP.
to the moon. That's all I had to say. And that is all the time we have for this episode.
Gannon, did
of
you have
the Something
anything you
Original
wanted to add? Okay. I just
you?
wanted. We skipped over him. I needed to.
Oh, well, when he goes to the plug, I figure he doesn't have
Yeah,
anything else to say.
Yeah, that's my thing.
That's his
Okay.
thing. You ruined my thing, Chase. Apologize to the fans.
I can cut it out, and I don't have to do an apology. So, it'll look
That's
so
all the time
organic.
we have for this episode of the Something Original podcast. My name is Adrian.
I'm Chase.
And I was, am, and will always be Gannon. Peace.
Peace out, guys.
See you next episode.
Bye bye.